The big news in genealogy is that the 1926 Irish Census has been released to the public for the first time. The new archive is online at a free government website, link in the description below, and available to search. For many people researching their family tree, this will knock down brick walls and open up rabbit holes. Happy hunting. But here's a problem that many of us with Irish heritage face. We have hundreds of Irish people in our tree, but we also have British, American, Australian branches from ancestors who emigrated before 1926, and they won't be in that census. And if your tree is in Ancestry or some other online platforms, there's no easy way of just finding everyone born in Ireland. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to get that list of everyone born in Ireland who were alive in 1926. That's your starting point. Now you'll have a new challenge. After your direct ancestors, who will you research next? Because some people will be very difficult to find, like Mary Smith. She's not the only Mary Smith in the County Cavan, with a brother Patrick, a father Patrick, and the mother Anne. Very hard to identify the correct census record. And some just have Ireland as a birthplace, with no county, no parish, nothing else to go on. Some were almost certainly living in America by 1926, even though they were born in Ireland. What you need is a way to cut through all of that noise, to instantly see who is actually worth searching for and who to go after first. That's exactly what I'm going to show you how to do in this video. The prerequisites to follow this video is that you need to have exported your family tree to a GEDCOM file and converted it into a spreadsheet. The completely free way to do this is to follow another video tutorial on this channel, link in the description below, copy and paste some code into a Google platform, and follow the steps I show you. If code and scripts make you nervous, then I have a simpler alternative for $1. First, you need to export your family tree to a GEDCOM file. As an example, I'll do that in Ancestry. When you have your GEDCOM file, upload it to our online service and get the spreadsheet for $1. There's a link in the description below. Two files will be provided for download. One is the list of people in a CSV file, and one is the same list in a formatted Excel spreadsheet. You can import either one of them into Google Sheets if you prefer to follow the rest of the tutorial in Sheets rather than in Microsoft Excel. So let's focus quickly on which people we want to identify in our family tree. The most basic requirement is this. We want people who were born in Ireland before 1926, and we also want to either have no death date or the death is after 1926. And you may be thinking, yeah, but that's going to get people born in 1700 where I don't have a death date for them. They'd be impossibly old. We'll deal with them later. We'll start here. So here's my starting spreadsheet. Take a look at the birth date column. This is exactly how the birth dates appear in my tree. That means sometimes I have about 1828, with about as a full word. Sometimes I have an abbreviation of ABT. Sometimes I have the full day and month. Sometimes I just have the month. Those different formats make processing a little difficult. So we're going to make this a lot easier for ourselves. I'm going to add a column that just holds the year. I'm going to highlight column D here. I'm going to insert a column here. And I'll call this birth year. So I want to type a formula into column D, and that means I want the formatting of column D to be general and not text, so I'll just make sure of that. So I'm going to highlight the entire column, I'm going to click Format Cells, and I'm going to change it to general to make sure that it picks up a formula. Click OK, and then so that you can see the formula as I type it in, I'm going to give myself lots of space here, and you can type the formula as I type it, or I'll also put the formula into the description below so you can copy and paste. But here we go, and I'll explain it as I go. So here's my formula. Start with the equals for the formula, and I'm going to do a check. So I'm using the if function, and I'm checking if a number is in play. So if it is number, what is the number? Well, the value of the rightmost characters in C2 for a count of 4, a length of 4. Close my brackets there. If that's a number, then what do I want to do with it? Well, I want to grab it. So I want to take the value of the rightmost characters in C2 for a length of 4 and stick them into D2. But if it's not a number, if it's text or if it's empty, what do I want to do? I want to take nothing and close that bracket. And if I have an error or if I'm missing a bracket there, I'll get an error when I hit enter here. And see over here, it's got 1972, way over. So I'll bring that back here. And now putting my cursor there, I want to copy that formula all the way down, operate on column C. So I'll double click on that little square at the bottom right of the cell, And you can see how, regardless of the format, if there's a year in there, it goes and grabs it. So having done that with the birth year, I want to do exactly the same thing to the death date. I want to give myself a death year. So I am going to insert a column. Once again, I'll format the cells. I want to format it as general. Click OK. I'll call this death year. And then I'm just going to go and copy the formula here. I'll just grab that, escape that, and I'm going to stick it in here, but I need to change the columns that I'm referencing. So I'll just stick my cursor up here and stick that there. And instead of C2, I want to operate on F2 here and F2 here. Hit enter, and I'm seeing nothing here, but that's because there is no death date. So once again, I want to copy this formula down, and you can see where I have the number, I get the number here. So that gives me my starting point. So now I've got my birth year and death year. I'm going to apply my base filters. The first rule is that the person should have been born in Ireland before 1926. The easy part for that is the birth year. I'm just going to highlight the header here, and I'll expand home, and I'll just put a filter in place across the top, and I'll put a filter on birth year. I'm going to use a number filter, and I want the year to be less than or equal to. I'll say less than or equal to. I'll just grab people who are born in 1926, type in 1926, and click OK. And that's great. But if I scroll down, I'm seeing the United States, Pennsylvania, I'm seeing Scotland. I want to take out those people. So I want people to have been born in Ireland. To get that filter in place, I'm going to put a filter on birthplace. I'm going to add a text filter. And I'm going to ask that the text ends with Ireland. Now, that's going to include Northern Ireland, and that's okay. I'm going to click OK, and now you can see I've eliminated people born in the United States. The next filter I want to put on is the death date. So either there is no death date, or the death date is after 1926, and once again I'll use the death year. So this filter, I'll expand death year over here. It's a number filter, greater than or equal to, and I'll take 1926 as my cutoff point, or there is no death date. So I'm going to put an R here, and I'll have it equals to nothing. Click OK. I'll just scroll up and down. Key point here is that I get the blanks. So that's bringing me a long way to getting a targeted filtered list. I'm going to add one more helper column to this spreadsheet. It will be vital for the next steps. I'm going to calculate the approximate age of the person in the census year of 1926. So for example, Rose here, we know her birth date is in 1919, so her approximate age in 1926 will be 7. So this is going to be a formula based on the birth year. So I'll add an extra column to the right of the birth year. Click Insert, I'll highlight that, and I will format it as general. Yeah, it's already general. And then I will type in equals. Well, this is going to be a very simple formula. It's equals 1926 minus the 4. And there we see 7. And then I want to copy this down. I will call this Approx Age. Give myself a new line. Alt Enter in 1926. Okay. So now I want to use the power of spreadsheets to get more clever about planning my research sessions. I want to focus on the lowest hanging fruit, the people I'm most likely to be able to identify in the census. I have 2 different ways of sorting the spreadsheet to give me early success. So I'm going to create 2 new worksheets. I'll create them in different ways, just follow along. I'll create this second worksheet by clicking the plus button down here, and I'll call it, using rename, youngest. Now I'm going to copy this data, but before I do so, I'm going to delete some columns that I won't need for these research sessions, and they just take up space. I'll scroll over all the way to the right, and these last 2 columns, which are ID columns, I don't need them. So I'll highlight those, NOP, click delete. Make sure that you keep the parent names. So your last columns really should be mother first name, mother last name. So delete there. And now I've done that, I'm going to copy this filter dataset, Control A, Control C. Now I go to the youngest tab, right click up here, and to preserve the formatting, I click on Paste Special, scroll down to this section of Paste Values and choose this third option, which is Values and Source Formatting. Click that, and the one thing it doesn't preserve is the widths, but you can double click along the column headers. I want this data set again. I'll be doing something different with it. I'll simply duplicate this youngest sheet. If I duplicated all people, remember I have a filter on all people. If I duplicated it, I get all the filtered people as well. But this is already filtered, so I'm going to right click, move or copy, choose move to the end, and choose create a copy. Click OK. And this one, which is currently called youngest 2, I'm going to rename it as families. Well, I'll start with this youngest worksheet. So you can more clearly see what's going on, I'll just zoom in. The spreadsheet gives us the birthplace of children, but children grow up and leave their parents' home. Let's take somebody who, like Patrick Porter, is 49 in the census. How likely is it that they're going to be in the same house or village as where they were born 49 years beforehand? Maybe they inherit their parents' house, but what if they're a younger sibling? We can reasonably say that the younger the person is in the census, like this 2-year-old Mary Porter, the more likely it is that the census place of residence matches or is similar to their place of birth. On that basis, the lowest hanging fruit here is to go looking for the youngest people in 1926. So that is what I'm going to do here in terms of sort order. I'm going to make use of our special column here, the approximate age in 1926. So rather than just sorting that column alone, I'm going to do a custom sort to grab some other columns. So I'll go to sort and filter, custom sort. The first column that I do want to sort on is approximate age in 1926. So I'll choose that in this list, keep it at smallest to largest, youngest to oldest. I'm going to add a level, and I am going to keep last name together. So I'll sort on last name A to Z and add another level. I'll sort on first name and I'll click OK. And now you see I've got the people born in 1926 as A0. Now, depending on the month that they were born and when the census took place, they may or may not be in the census, right? But once we get here to age 1, take this Corgarive, Ballyhaise, Cavan, Ireland. So this person was age 1, and it's quite likely they are still going to be in Ballyhaise. As you go up to age 5, age 10, etc., they're still likely to be in their birth town or village at the time of the census, but of course entire families may move to follow the father's work or to go live with grandparents in hard times. We can reasonably expect that a good proportion of these young people will be in the same area in the census as they are in their birth registration. But now, wait a minute. It's great when I have detailed birth address, right down to townland perhaps. But what about these people where I just have Ireland? Unless they have a very rare surname, I'm unlikely to narrow down their census entry this way. So the next worksheet on families can help there. But before I go there, in this youngest worksheet, I'm going to eliminate the noise of people I'm unlikely to find with this method. So I'm going to add another filter. This one on birthplace. It's a very simple text filter. I'll go to Home, Sort and Filter, Filter, choose Text Filter and choose Contains. And I'm simply going to put a filter that it contains a comma. Click OK. And notice how just plain old Ireland disappears. I've now got at least 2 parts in the birth location, which usually with Ireland that gives us the county. It can still be a challenge with a very common surname and first name if you only have the county. So you may prefer to get even more restrictive. It is your choice. Well, we can manipulate the filter again. So I'll go back into Contains where I've got 1 comma. But let's say I want to take 2 commas. Now be careful with this one because don't just type in comma, comma. You want comma, asterisk for your wildcard, so for other text, and then another comma. So there has to be at least 2 commas in the address. Click OK. And now we've gotten rid of those solely county locations. We have these 3-part addresses at least. So 3-part or 4-part. These will be the easiest to research. But we still have a challenge with Irish research when you've got multiple generations in the same area. Let's take Rose Porter here, who was age 7, in the village of Stradone. I scroll over to the right and look at her parents' names. Her parents are Patrick Porter and Rose Rooney. Both surnames are reasonably common. And with multiple generations of Porter and Rooney cousins in the same area, it's quite possible that there are two or more sets of parents called Patrick Porter and Rose Rooney, two or more couples who have a child named Rose around about the age of 7. How do you identify the correct entry for your tree? Well, what helps there is when we have the siblings in our family tree and they are living in the same household at the time of the census. And the best worksheet for that research is the Families tab. I switch over to the Families tab, and once again, I'll just zoom in here. So I'm going to focus again on people who are younger. How old were people typically when they left home? I don't think there are going to be statistics available, so I'll take an arbitrary cutoff of 25 years of age. And again, this is to make us a very targeted focus for my research. So on that basis, I'm going to apply a filter, not a sort, on the age. Go to Home, Filter, and I'm using the number of filters less than or equal to, I will say, 25. That's my fairly arbitrary cutoff. Now I'm going to apply a custom sort by parent names. So I'll select the entire data set, scroll over here where I have father first name, father last name, or the first name or the last name. Go to Home, Sort and Filter, Custom Sort, sort by father last name at a level, father first name, and then mother last name at a level, and finally mother first name. And then I will also sort within that grouping, going to add a level. I will sort on the approximate age, smallest to largest. I'll hit OK. And what we have now is groups of couples with young families. So we take Thomas Gavin here and Mary Gunn, and we can see that they have children 7, 12, 15, 16, 18. It's quite possible that the oldest here may have already have left the household. It's also quite possible that all 5 are in the household, and in that case, you are very likely to find the correct entry in the census. Just one word of caution, it was quite typical in Irish families to name children in a specific sequence of grandparents and parents. So if you have 2 fathers who are first cousins in the same village, it's quite possible that you get siblings in the different households around the same age with the same names. It's still a challenge. I mean, the great thing about the spreadsheet is if you're puzzling over 2 different households with children of the same age and the exact same names between Thomas, James, Margaret, Mary, etc., park that research for now and move on to the next grouping. So there you have it. Hope that helps. I will have more videos on the Irish Census. Like and subscribe. Best of luck with your family research.